From Wuhan, welcome to CGTN live stream from all media platforms, from Facebook to Twitter, from Weibo to YouTube. I'm reporter Zhao Yunfei.
I'm Kailin Wang.
And we are at the Leishenshan Hospital, which is the second newly built hospital to cure the disease of new type pneumonia of coronavirus. So this is because yesterday the first hospital, Leishenshan, is ready and it's already ready to hand over to the army. So today we come over here because a lot of workers from Leishenshan, they come over here to support, and this has become very critical 2 days. We still don't know the time when it will be ready. It's being said it's going to be ready tomorrow, but you know, this is the hospital being built in just 10 days, so there are so many uncertainties.
Yeah, actually, as the manager said, that in this size of the project, it should be like cost 2 years, but now they only have 10 days to finish that.
Yes, so as you can imagine, how difficult would that be? We also spoke with the person, told me that who is in charge of the material, given the fact that this is the Lunar New Year, so it's really hard to find material over here. So they have to change the design once over again, and kind of to meet the basic standard at the same time, kind of to finish their agenda in time. So now this is a hospital with 1,600 beds, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And 75,000 square meters large, and so far we estimate that there are about 6,000 workers working at the same time. But luckily, this is the lunchtime, so I can also see a lot of workers that are actually lying in the mud and trying to take some rest. But we want to show you the wards and the hospital and how, because given the fact that this is an infection hospital, so the design must be very interesting.
Let's take a look.
Okay, let's go in. So this is the tunnel. This is the tunnel where the patients will go through. Watch out a little bit. As you can see, people are still working inside, so they're quite busy.
As you can see, they don't have time for lunch. They just bring the lunch to here. Have a quick meal and then begin their work.
是不是中午休几个小时啊？
哪有休息啊？不休息啊？没有。
不休息啊？
对，吃完饭就开始。
吃完饭接着干啊？
对。
干了多少天了
9号来的，不是，初9的来的。
初9来的。
2号开始的。
2号开始。啊，这是后期的了，开始做。
空调了我们是。
啊，您做空调的。辛苦。
还没。
They're in charge of air condition, so they have been working for 2 days. Well, air condition is actually the final stage of the construction. So this is good news, given the fact that they're working at this stage. But so far, you can see the buildings are are already constructed. But and the inside, it's comparatively still a little bit mess. But we're trying to figure out what's going on over here. Maybe let's try that room.
Okay.
We're trying to find. I think we can enter here. Try to find a room we can go in. So this is a ward. So basically, the patients will go through this tunnel. And they will be transferred into the ward over here. And this is their ward. As you can see, they have their air conditioned, and they have like all the equipment inside.
And also have TV here for the antenna.
Yes, and each room will be has a capacity of 2 patients. So 2 patients will share 1 ward. This is a very high standard given the fact of that. Okay. This is their bathroom. Let's just see, the toilet is not ready so far. Definitely, there's a lot of work needs to be done. You can see the shower as well. In some of the rooms, the toilets are ready, but not for this room. All right, continue. Let's continue walking. And this is the transition room over here because the doctors and nurses and medical staff will enter from the other side because we enter from the direction of how the patients came in. But the doctors will come in over this side. So we're here at the transition room. This is the place where they can wash hands either before they get started working or they finish their job. So this is like kind of half infection area. And then outside, which is the tunnel where medical staff enter the room, is a completely safety zone. I wouldn't say that's completely safety, right?
It won't, but it's like help a little bit, I guess.
It definitely.
Can you introduce the air pressure system again to the audience?
Sure. Well, before I introduce the air pressure system, just to let you know that we are also on Facebook and Weibo and Twitter and YouTube. If you have any questions, we have a Q&A section, right? We have a Q&A section. If you have any questions, feel free to post your questions online, and we can answer all of those questions for you. Okay, so let me introduce the pressure system a little bit. So scientists say that the air flow from high pressure area to low pressure area. They don't go reverse side. So in order to reduce the possibility of medical staff get infected, the patients' wards have relatively higher pressure, air pressure. But the place where we are standing at has relatively lower pressure. So that, sorry, I did it wrong. This place has higher pressure. This place has higher pressure, but inside has lower pressure. So there's only a chance where there's air flowing inside towards the wards, but not reverse side. So to reduce the chances of the virus coming out of the ward.
And you may notice that there is a window place for this is for the patient and the doctors. So the doctors, when they want to deliver something to the patient, they will like go through this window and like deliver the things inside. So still like work as the pressure system. There will be the higher pressures here and the lower pressures there. So it can like protect the doctors and stop the virus come from the inside to outside.
So this will be a small box with X-ray disinfection function. So things going into there, they will get disinfected. And it has two doors. It has a double door system. So one person knock and open the door and put the stuff in and close the door. People from inside will open the door and take the stuff. And they will go through the X-ray infection. Well, actually, if you put yourself in an X-ray room for like 3 to 5 minutes, you're clean. So it will be very, very effective. So it's a kind of a double door, very smart little mechanism and channel over here. Shall we walk inside maybe a little bit? See, as you can see, this is their lunchtime, so workers are taking a very, very short break. But most of the time, they're quite busy. We're actually we try to not disrupt their job.
Actually, before the live interview, several workers, they are here. They've been working here for several days, and they only can sleep for a few hours because they really want to complete this hospital soon, so the patient can be moved to here, and that will help their country.
Well, can you imagine? This is completely finished, like in 10 days. And in about another 2 to 3 days, it will be a brand new hospital. I wouldn't see that this is something that would happen in other parts of the world. A lot of people would say that this is definitely a miracle because China has already finished a similar miracle like this 17 years ago when the SARS outbreak, by the way, it's another kind of coronavirus, severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS. It also took hundreds of lives. They built a similar hospital like this in suburban Beijing. But now they're building 2 over here, and they're changing an exhibition hall in Wuhan to a new hospital. So there will be 3 new hospitals designated, at least 3 new hospitals designated to cure coronavirus infected patients. Wow, this is just so bright. Try to get through over here and see. Watch out.
Slower. So as we said before, in Leishenshan Hospital there will be 1,000 beds, but for here they're gonna be 1,600. So it's kind of like 1.5 times of the Leishenshan Hospital. So here, so there will be more patients come to here for care.
Yeah. So, Kailin, I know that you also report for the World Military Games, and this place has something relative to that place, right?
Yes, I do. Actually, I'm kind of familiar with this place. Like 4 months ago, I was here in reporting Wuhan World Military Game. I was here. There was the athletic village. I used to use a word to describe this place like college town. So that makes sense to you. It's so crowded here. People have fun here. There were like banks, post station, and studios, and a lot of places. But now it's 4 months after it's turned to a hospital actually, and the canteen used to for athletics provide over 100 different kind of food for athletics. Now they say it's turned to the dorm for the nurse and the doctors. What an amazing job.
I think I also want to make a very interesting comment over here, because Chinese people, when they build buildings, there's something called feng shui. Like the location of how you build the buildings, it's very, very important. So imagine if this place is chosen for the World Military Games, it must be a very great place. So it also shows kind of the commitment that how the local government wants to overcome the difficulties over here. So we also have an expert today. Hi.
Hi.
So can you tell me what do you do, or what's your title?
Actually, I'm a material procurement manager. So today I come here to purchase the sand, such as this kind of material, to support the construction of our hospital.
You just mentioned, it just told me that because this is the Lunar New Year season, so it's really hard to purchase the material that you need. What's the hard part for that?
I think the most, the hardest is, traffic control, because of the virus. So our government try to protect us. So the traffic control, because of the traffic control, we can't organize enough material, equipment, and the workers. So I feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you can definitely. There's a lot of pressure because they have a mission of finishing that in like 10 to 14 days. So this is really difficult. How outside of the country, you've been many countries and supporting other countries and kind of exporting Chinese experience to other countries.
Yeah.
How unprecedented or something we never done before? How unprecedented is this project? Why is it so special?
So at first, I think the time is too tight.
Yeah.
And the second, this period is the Chinese Spring Festival. So third, we are not familiar with this environment. So the design is modified many times. I think more than 10 times, because we try to deliver this hospital to the government on time.
I think they got started. Anyways, but well, tough work being assigned at a very tough time. But thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate your hard work.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, Kailin. Thanks.
So as we can see, they have a lot of pressures on them, both on the workers and the managers.
Yes, definitely. So online posts being said that it will be ready for tomorrow, but nobody can guarantee that it will be ready for tomorrow. But definitely they want to finish this project as soon as possible, because there is an increasing number of people getting infected. And this place is definitely a very important place. It doesn't have a clinic. It only have wards for patients with coronavirus infected patients. So hopefully this will be, when this is ready, as more patients being transferred over here, and hopefully it will be ready soon. So there are a lot of comments from
Yes,
online, hopefully.
actually I just received some positive comments on the internet. Like a lot of people say amazing and go China, great job. And Egg Rose said that respect to all the China workers.
Definitely.
Thank you a lot. And there's a one said, I'm from Canada. I'm from Canada. Good job, prayer for everyone, and hope everyone else stays safe, healthy, and strong. Thanks, everybody. This is a fight for the universal. We will come over it.
It's trying to kind of overcome.
See the project.
Yeah, I think they just get back to work. But, you know, given the fact that this is 6,000 people working all the time at the same time, I mean, at least 6,000 people working all the time, so it will be very, very crowded over here, and people are very devoted and committed to their work. I mean, it's already 54 minutes past 12. I mean, their break is even less than 1 hour. When they finish eating, then they come back to work. And then it has lasted for like a lot. So when we visit the Leishenshan Hospital, the first hospital, not this one, the first day of the Lunar New Year, they already get started. So it's a very touching moment to see so many machines working at a time and so many workers devoted to their jobs. And there's one post online asking us when it's going to be ready. It's supposed to be ready tomorrow, so hopefully the patients will get transferred over here the day after tomorrow, hopefully, but we'll see. I'm saying that we don't give too much pressure on them. I mean, because we have to protect guarantee the quality as well.
Yes, because they are already hardworking. Like when we arrive here, we see a lot of people, they don't really drink water because they don't have time to go to a restaurant. They need to fill their job first because this is for the patient who get injected for the coronavirus.
Okay, so shall we stand over here? All right, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned on Wuhan team reporters. We're gonna have a very big team over here, and CGTN is a very big team here in the epicenter of the epidemics, and hopefully we can bring you more updates to the current epidemic. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.